So our first objective was to transport and carry a litter to a secured area and kind of meet up at a medevac site.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so you first, all right, so pick it up. Does it matter?
And so our group proceeded to take that casualty on litter a pretty good distance and pull security while doing so.
Switch sides.
Well, no, switch side, you need someone to replace him, and then I can go on the other side.
I know with the litter carries, when we go shoulder to shoulder, I have to use more of my hands because since I'm not able sometimes to get, since they're all a little bit taller than me, then to get it on my shoulders, so I just, to keep help with that, stabilize that support, I kind of use my hands more instead of my shoulders.
Okay, I'll take you. So yeah, you come move up.
Shorter soldiers on our group and some taller individuals, so just trying to work as a team to ensure that one individual isn't carrying too much weight and vice versa, and everyone's equally pulling their weight and communicating, so that way everyone stays as best fresh and recovered, so when we get that opportunity to go into our next task.
Shoulders. All right, ready? Stop. Center face.
So I know the walk was a few miles up until we got into our first task out of the transporting the casualty. As the senior leader, my job is to ensure that everyone's taken care of, morale is good, everyone's in the right mindset, so when the fight happens or when we need to treat as medics do, then everybody's in the right position, in the right mindset. I think as far as a few individuals started feeling it a little bit, but I think that we all did a good job of rotating and taking care of each other so that we were in a good position moving forward. So our next task was a spot report on kind of the situation that we walked upon. There was a situation where there was some Op 4 oversight on a town, and we just trying to take observation. At that point in time, it was an individual task, so we all tested our skills on how we could read the prescription and kind of bring everything in and take note of it before we gave that to our grader. Next mission was we came under indirect fire, so we had to react appropriately to that.
100 meters, 2 o'clock.
Moved us into a situation where we were clearing rooms and ensuring that if there was any casualties or Op 4 that we were appropriately stacking and clearing rooms and communicating as a team going through a building.
It's just initially going into the room, finding the nearest path that I could take and making sure my sector was clear. So if there were any targets, make sure to take them out.
I think we did a good job. Like you said, I think there's, just trying to ensure that everybody stays on the same page. As far as younger soldiers that are still learning, just trying to have that direct communication. As far as using hand and arm signals and visuals and verbalizing things as well. So just, if they were missing cues, then I was trying to ensure that we were all on the same page.
For anyone that even isn't, that is non-medical, basic CLS, combat life support, it's a class that medics give, and it's basically just kind of going through the March algorithm, and that's the basics to treat a casualty. It's just exhausting the way that those dummies are made. You got to get the correct angle to be able to. Sometimes the arms don't function with you well, but the goal is to make sure you get the casualty across. So by whatever means possible. The arms, yeah, my equipment as well. Everything's kind of hectic, a little bit sweaty, a little tired. So kind of calm down my breathing, look at the situation maybe from a different angle, and then try to drag the casualty that way. I think I was very, very exhausted. It was knowing my objective. That's what I had to do, and just like I said, just trying to calm down my breathing, seeing it from a different angle, and then taking a quick breather, maybe a little sip of water, and then continue what I'm doing.
Because as far as if there's 4 on, I'm on the back side.
It was kind of like the obstacle course where we had to make sure that we are
Prepare
that
to
we're
lift.
planning
Lift.
ahead, making sure we know
go.
our roles.
Isn't it leg first? So get ready, set, go. That was the hardest part of my climbing.
Use one of my teammates. I had to jump up on his knee. He had to basically launch me over.
So that's our super stud private walker. So that he'll definitely learn from that as far as don't jump to the obstacle, jump over the obstacle. So that way you ensure you make it. After we moved the casualty and the litter had been destroyed for whatever reason, we had to transport that casualty onto a sked, and we just used each other's, basically that last little bit, we knew we were close to the finish line of getting that casualty out of that situation, so we used each other's strengths and kind of just emptied the bucket there on the line and rotated to make sure we could get that casualty out of that situation as fast as possible, and then get him to the air-vac site.
It's just basically remembering kind of all the casualties that we did have, making sure that we got the correct casualty, their precedence by how we had to evacuate them, and it was just making sure that we got the correct lines on the 9 line to make sure that the casualties were able to get evacuated. I'm hoping to be in the top 25%, I'd say. I think I definitely need to make up on the next events, do better. I think I do need to pick up some of the slack. I've been messing up on a couple of the events. I was definitely my plank. I've been training that because even then that's been slacking, but I don't know what it was. I think that one I got the lowest score on. My time was a 2:24. To max it, I needed a 3:30. And I'm not sure if I was just gassed from the event before or what it was, but I wasn't able to max it like I had previously done.
So I know as far as my group, I'm competing up in the senior NCO position for my group. So I'm competing against, E6s, E7s. So I know that, in my opinion, that's the group that has a lot of wisdom, a lot of experience, and they're really intelligent, and they've had that tremendous amount of opportunity to be leaders. So trying to just be the best leader I can and communicate with my team and take the opportunity for, individuals when they have strengths to, kind of let it show, because, not only competing for that senior NCO spot, but I also want my team to do extremely well. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to leave it all out on the course, but I want my team to do well. I want them to enjoy this experience. I want them to get the most out of it and really get excited about being in the military as well.